My dearest, sweetest Lorette. Excellent news. The Worden bush has rallied. I followed your every word, and new shoots are starting to poke through. I am a poor guardian for it. It misses your gentle touch. We both do. Work progresses nicely. It's the big presentation this afternoon. All being well, that should start the wind down on my time here. I fervently hope I shall be away from this wretched world soon. Send my love to Peldar, and apologies for missing his recital. I hope they let you film it. I managed to speak a word with the chef here. You were, as ever, quite correct. His secret is the oil. He infuses it with charandesh. The process sounded immensely time-consuming, but I suppose we all find our own little ways to deal with the tedium. He insisted on demonstrating the various stages. I feigned interest, as he's going to see if he can spare a bottle or two for you. Despite everything, things are turning our way. The bed remains lumpy, although its greatest failing is that when I wake, you are not in it. And when I go to sleep, you are still absent. At least when I dream, I am with you. Kisses to you and Peldar. Ever yours, Monday.
Wings of Steel by Alfie Shaw is the latest release of Run Fast, Be Kind, and it may be the best episode so far. A highly entertaining script, it features brilliant characterisation of the 12th Doctor at this stage in his life. A balance between the grief of losing River and the more mature, softer, paternal Doctor he becomes in Series 10, as well as Ash in the aftermath of a tragedy, and a chillingly evil antagonist that's unique for Doctor Who. It's hard to give this episode the love that it deserves, completely spoiler-free, but I will try my best. Following on from last week's shocking ending, the Doctor and Ash follow through their investigations as to how the inhabitants of Mentia City were supported in their own downfall. They find their way to Durala, where the Ultima are convening for the ultimate destruction of their enemy, and the next step in their evolution. Wings of Steel plays with the idea of the mundanity of evil. Alfie Shaw was inspired by real-life history, the way people who commit atrocities view their own actions as normal and even boring. More specifically, Shaw was inspired by Dr. Joseph Mengele, a man who experimented on prisoners at Auschwitz, who would send letters to his wife while working there, mainly about gossip, like any of us going about our normal lives, seemingly unconcerned with the horrors he was committing. Throughout the story, we hear letters from a doctor who also experiments on his victims, talking about his work as if it were normal, instead focusing on his daily life and the life of his wife and children. Whilst obviously very closely inspired by reality, it works so well in the story to add to the evil of this group. There are many villains like the Joker, or even the more modern take on the Master, where evil is treated as pure manic insanity, someone unhinged and unpredictable, which can be frightening. However, I often find this kind of evil even more unnerving. Characters like Hannibal Lecter, who can be sophisticated, clever, composed, and view their acts of evil as nothing spectacular. It's even more horrifying and despicable to me, and it's why, in the series, I find the classic interpretation of the Master, specifically Roger Delgado, the most fascinating and threatening and interesting to watch. I cannot really say more than that without diving directly into spoilers, but the antagonist and the group that the Doctor and Ash face in this story are fantastic and easily the best so far in the series, and I think you may also be surprised at exactly who the villains are in this episode. I'll say no more than that. As usual, Alfie Shaw perfectly utilises modern series lore better than anyone else to work on new series related Big Finish. With Roshana Patel coming close in second, it makes this episode feel far more official and an important part of the lore, which is another thing I love. I said this in my review of Victory of the Doctor, but listening to audios for the classic series, it must have been awesome to see the writers take missed opportunities or not very well utilised lore, or even just expanding upon stories from the classic series. Now, having grown up with the revival, it's been long enough that we're starting to get that treatment, and having especially grown up with the Moffat era being my closest favourite, it's awesome to be hearing that now for the stories I grew up loving, and what is being done with this series is really great, and just what I'm talking about. John Culshaw has more than hit his stride as the 12th Doctor. I'm fully on board with his performance now, and I think he has mastered it. His 12 has gotten noticeably better and better every single episode, and now I think he has truly cracked it. Culshaw gives a fantastic performance here. He captures the angry Capaldi really well. The way he holds himself together, focuses his rage and thinks, comes through superbly well. He sounds far more natural. He doesn't seem to be trying nearly as hard to keep the voice anymore. It just comes through far more easily now. It feels nothing like a mere impersonation. It's far closer to the brilliant performance of an actor like Jacob Dudman as the 11th Doctor.
Ash, wait.
What?
We don't have time for reckless fury.
Oh, well, I'm sorry your schedule's so full. What can you squeeze in? Melancholy? A bit of ennui?
Oh, anger! Anger we can do. But I need clever. I need focused. You go in screaming
I
and...
wasn't going to scream.
You have every reason to feel like you do, trust me. I'm not exactly cock-a-hoop about all this either. But you take that anger and you hold it close. It's fuel if you use it wisely. An early grave if you don't.
I wasn't going to scream.
Ah, sure you weren't.
Oh, not totally deserted then.
Ash, I'm serious.
Angry but focused. I got it. I promise.
Right, good. Let's follow that ship.
Gwithian Evans is as fantastic as ever, but he really gets to shine here as he gets to play as a Doctor Who companion willing to go further and do more than most we've ever seen. Far less the complacent adventurer, far more an equal to the Doctor, and often opposing him directly. It all comes to a head in this episode, and more than anything, I'm excited to see where it goes next. He's truly unique, and it poses questions the show rarely answers nor even brings up, the type I ask and I'm intrigued to see displayed so boldly here. By far, this is Borna Matosic's best work so far. There's this beautiful, almost romantic piece that plays during the letter segments of the episode, and his other work helps give this episode a completely unique vibe, dark undertone, an epic sense of scale. This episode has a very cinematic feel to it. The music really helps make it feel enormous, a wide scope, eerie, truly selling the threat. I'm a sucker for this type of story. I love dystopian fiction, and I love when writers play on fascism and Nazi-like ideology and regimes, pick them apart and remind people what evil really looks like. It's why this story is so impactful. The message behind the science fiction is extremely close to reality. As Lisa Bauman says in the behind the scenes interviews section, science fiction is extremely political in its nature. It always has been and always will be. Wings of Steel is the highest quality release so far in this series. A fantastic cast, exceptional music and standout performances. It has a tight and impactful script, making for a great episode. Paced well, I was absolutely engrossed in this drama, and whilst I've been extremely supportive of this series so far, this was still a major turning point where it has become something really, really special, and I just hope that this level of quality is maintained in the soon to be released episodes. I am so excited for next week. As always, I do pride myself on trying my best not to just throw blind praise at everything new. So whilst I love this audio and I am loving this series, I try hard to find constructive criticism where possible. I was very impressed with this release and I love how dark it is, but if anything, I think maybe it should have went further. Whilst maybe the grittiest of the series so far, I think the villains of this one maybe needed a little push further to truly get me sickened by them, to truly despise them. Not to say they were not great, as stated previously, they're the best villains of the series so far and very dark, but maybe for my tastes, I would have liked to see even further atrocities from them to match their Nazi fascist influence. Regardless, I had such a great time with this episode. I implore you to check it out and the series if you still haven't not. Send the cast and crew all your love, and thank you very much for watching and the support from said people that has made reviewing this series so much fun. Thanks as always.